Hi, my name's Amber, and I am a group fitness instructor at the University of Cincinnati, and today we're going to be doing a post-workout yoga flow practice. So this is going to be a great thing to do, maybe tack on at the end of your workout to just kind of get your stretching in, or something you can even do the next day if you do a workout and you wake up feeling sore. This is really going to get into your legs, a little bit in your abs, your glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of your shoulders, things like that, to hopefully get things sorted out and feeling good. Or even if you haven't done a workout, but you just want a nice feel-good flow yoga practice to just kind of get into stretching out some of the nooks and crannies or some of those stubborn, tight areas in your body, then this could be a good practice for you. So anyway, let's come over to our yoga mat. You'll want to have a mat for today's practice, preferably some water, always a good thing to have on hand as well. Of course, you can always take a break to have a drink of water or go into a resting pose or anything at any time. You don't have to have any props for today's practice, although some things that you might consider having on hand that could be helpful would just be some kind of blanket or pillow to sit on for some of the poses, as well as I have my blocks here. You can have a block or a book or something similar like that. Again, you don't have to have it. They're just things that might be helpful to have on hand for some of you for some of the poses that we practiced today. So we're actually going to start today just standing up at the top of your mat. So you can start at the top of your mat here. We're going to find your mountain pose, Tadasana. So we've done mountain pose if you've been with me lots and lots of times, but just as a review, feet will be parallel to one another. They can be close together or up to hip width apart. So just whatever feels the most natural to you, wherever you feel the most stable and grounded here. No need to overthink it. Just again, go with what feels good. And then really try to root down through the soles of your feet. So really standing sturdy, steady through your feet. Root down through the corners of both feet. So from your heels all the way through the pads of your feet and your toes. Just really feeling the tops and backs and all four corners of your feet rooting down to the earth without gripping or forcing anything, while at the same time the crown of your head lengthens up towards the ceiling, standing up nice and tall. So feeling that sort of shift between at the same time rooting down while also lengthening up. Shoulders relax down and back so it's not too stiff. If your chin or anything's starting to come forward, gently slide them back so everything's in alignment. So your head over your shoulders, hips, knees, feet and toes, everything neatly stacked. Quadriceps slightly engaged, navel drawn slightly up and in to support your spine, shoulder blades gently hugged together. Shoulders again relaxed down and back, and we'll just start with a little bit of breathing here today in our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Inhale, breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, and breathe out, maybe even setting an uplifting intention for your practice, for your day, for taking good care of yourself and your body by tending to it in this practice. Perhaps there's something else that feels uplifting to you. And as we kind of stand here with this breath and intention, we're just going to start with some gentle stretches to start to just shift your arms up and back, front and back a little bit. Maybe if it's morning, maybe just kind of waking up your body a little bit here. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead and really stretch your fingertips up to the sky while your feet still root down. Full body stretch, really lengthen up through your body. And then clasp your hands together. Exhale, stretch off, hands over to the left. Feeling that stretch all along the right side of your body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, over to the right, same thing. Breathe. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release your hands behind you. Clasp your hands behind your back this time. And still standing up tall in that mountain pose, start to squeeze your shoulder blades together, almost like you're trying to squeeze a pencil or something between your shoulder blades, lifting up through your chest, navel still drawn up and in. Let's take one more breath in here. Nice little shoulder stretch. And exhale, release. Again, just kind of shake out your arms a little bit from there. Feel that. Let's roll your shoulders up and back a few times. We're not going to stay here too much longer. We're going to get into the flow of the practice today. We're starting out with a little warm-up stretches. Would be a good idea. And then let's just sort of let your shoulder blades relax down and back. And so shake your head yes for a moment. Check in with your neck. Shake your head no. Notice any crunchies. Let it loose. And then we'll come to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Back to your mountain pose. We're going to start off with inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. You might have a little bend in your knees, especially your first time around here, or you might start to straighten your legs. Hands may or may not touch the floor. Don't worry about it. Just let your hands relax, let your shoulders relax down, feeling some length in your spine. Take one more breath in. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. And we'll just step one foot back, followed by the other, and drop your knees, coming into your tabletop, hands and knees. Fingers spread wide, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, the flat back. And we'll start some cat and cow stretches. Inhale, chest lifts open, abs release towards the earth, into your cow. And exhale, navel draws into your spine, gaze down towards your navel, tailbone towards the earth for cat. Inhale, back into your cow, staying with that breath. Exhale into your cut. Notice how it feels when you feel a little release in your spine, if you're having any tension there. One more round. And then we'll make our way back to your tabletop, back to your hands and knees. And then from here, we're going to shift your seat to your heels, a little child's pose here. Knees can be close together or apart. And just stretch your hands out in front of you, forehead towards the earth. Feeling a nice stretch through your shoulder blades and your upper back. You might also feel it in your lower body a little bit here too, just depends. And just know you can come back to this or any other resting pose for you at any time in the practice. So just take one more breath in and out. And inhale, shift forward to your tabletop and curl your toes under, lift your knees up, fingers spread wide, downward facing dog. Might be your first downward dog of the day, so just feel it out. And I'm going to encourage you to take a moment here, bend one knee. So like, go ahead and bend, let's do this together. Bend your left knee, and just really try to pressure right here towards the earth, feeling that nice stretch through your calf. And then other side, we'll bend your right knee, and try, you don't have to touch the floor with your heel or anything. I'm not touching the floor with my heel, just pressing in that direction so you really feel a stretch in that calf on the back of your leg. And let's do it a few more times on your own. Kind of walk it out. Feel a release in your legs here. And then eventually make your way to a place of stillness in your downward facing dog. And breathe in. Breathe out. And then from here we're going to start just a gentle flow. Inhale, shift forward to plank. You can always modify with your knee plank if you prefer. Exhale, lower your knees. Hips stay lifted. Bend your elbows in toward your body as you lower your chin and chest while your hips stay lifted. 8-point pose. Inhale, lower your hips. Draw your shoulders back. We'll start with a baby cobra. Just lift your chest a little bit as you squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then exhale back to downward dog. Just a few more times. Just a couple more times. Inhale, shift forward to your plank. Exhale, lower, 8-point. Inhale, cobra. You can do a high or low cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. And one more time, inhale, shift forward to that plank. Exhale, lower. And this time, if you can, see if you can inhale, lift up a little higher into a cobra. And it's okay this time to press your hands into the floor if you want a little bit. Make sure that your core is engaged enough so you're not pinching your lower back. What we're looking for here is shoulders relaxed down, back, really nice stretch along your abs. So if you did a core workout, this should feel really good to just kind of release some of the tension in your abs and tightness, soreness there. And then exhale, let's come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step your feet forward to meet your hands. And exhale, forward fold, let your head hang heavy. And breathe in. Breathe out. We'll do something a little different here. So let's, hands are, hopefully if your hands can't touch the floor, or you can use a block or something to bring the floor up to you, can do that. Otherwise, you can place them on your, like the bottoms of your legs, but just so they're touching something is going to be good for this next part here. So what we're going to do is bend your right knee. Try to keep your left leg as straight as you can. So we're looking for a stretch in that hamstring in your left leg. You bend your right knee, and then just turn your gaze to look out a little bit over your right shoulder. This may feel intense, or it may not feel like anything, but just depending on your hamstrings. And there's no judgment here, just love. Take another breath in, out. All right, one more breath in here. And exhale, release that bend in your knee, look down center, and then we'll do the other side. So let's go ahead and start to bend that left knee. With your right leg as straight as you can get it. And then, if you're ready, try to turn, see if you can look out over your left shoulder a little bit here. Inhale. Exhale. Find contentment within the practice. Come back to your intention. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release your foot back to the floor. Come back to your Uttanasana. And then press down to the soles of your feet. And inhale, slowly roll it up to standing. Sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And just take a moment to pause here. So from here, we're going to move into another, well, more of a full sun salutation sort of flow here. Specifically designed to help stretch out, especially some of our lower body. So, starting at mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, dive it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right leg back. Exhale, lower that back knee. Inhale, sweep your hands overhead. Come to your low lunge. If you can, try to shift your hips a little forward. And exhale, take your arms out to the side. Cactus arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift up through your chest. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky again. And then this time, a little different. You're going to start to straighten that left leg, that front leg. Exhale, gently come forward. Take your time to get there. So we're coming into what's called a half splits. And you can always use, like, sometimes I like to use a block or a book or something here to kind of bring the floor up to you to place underneath your right hand. And you can place your left hand on that left hip to try to keep your hips level and facing forward. Okay? And remember, we're folding your hips, not your lower back. So try to keep your back flat, and if you're not quite there, that's okay, but we're looking again for stretching that hamstring. Half splits pose. You might even bring, if you have looser hamstrings than I do, you might even bring your nose closer to that knee. But again, there's no sense in forcing it. Let's take one more breath in, and one more breath out. Inhale, shift forward, back into that lunge. And exhale, step it back. Lift that back, those back knees and come to your plank pose. Exhale, lower. You can do your 8-point pose again or Chaturanga push-up to lower down. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, knees bent. Inhale, step or hop your feet to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Sweep your hands up to the sky. Other side. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower that knee. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, find the cactus arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift up your chest. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, straighten that leg, and we're moving into our half splits on the other side. Find the variation that works for you. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, try to point your toes if you can up. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Remember, there shouldn't be any pain here. So you might feel a little awkwardness, a little discomfort, but it shouldn't hurt. I think we've got about 1 more breath here. Really sink into it. You see, you can feel a little more length, a little more looseness in the back of that leg. And then from here, we'll bend the knee again. Back to your low lunge. And lift that back knee, step back to your plank pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Cobra or upward dog. Notice how it feels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels lifted. Exhale, knees bent. Inhale, step or hop it forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, make your way up to standing. Sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And breathe in. Breathe out. Just notice how you feel. Notice your legs, your lower body feel any different. We've got more, don't worry. They're not quite there yet. We've got some more moves that should help us get there. So, back to your mountain pose if you're not there already. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, dive back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, fold. And this time, bend your knees enough so your hands touch the floor, fingers spread wide. Step it back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then ground through that left foot. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-leg downward dog. Really stretch that leg back. Feel some energy through that leg. And if you can, try to bend that right knee and stack your hips. So stack your knee over your hips. Feel an opening in your hips here for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then inhale, slide that knee forward right next to your right thumb. You extend your left leg behind you. This pose does involve compression on your knee. So if this hurts your knee in any way, watch asana. Watch me do it, or do something else, or do this lying on your back. We've done that in this class before sometimes. So you can do that option perfectly fine. It's not worth having knee trouble or injuring yourself to get a pose. Otherwise, if this does feel good to you, this is an excellent pose for really getting in there, opening your hips, releasing pressure in your glutes, your hamstrings, quads, depending on where you're feeling it. You're coming into pigeon pose. So try to make sure you're keeping your hips sacrum level, or your hips level. Let your chest open. And then as you're ready, you can start to form a pillow with your hands, if this works for you, and rest your head on your hands. If this doesn't feel good, you can always put a pillow or stack some blocks or something like that. That can be an option as well. Try to get as comfortable here as you can. And if you're not feeling comfortable here, again, just make sure you don't feel any pain. Just let that release happen as you settle in to your pigeon pose. And I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel that release. And then as you're ready, we'll start to extend your arms and lift back up. Now, you can kind of play around with this. This can be a little bit more advanced, so if you're not quite there yet, don't worry about it. We're going to start to I like to take my right hand a little bit out to the side to give me a little more balance, a little leverage here. Fingers on the right hand spread out wide. Begin to, staying in front, coming from your pigeon, so stay where you're at. Start to bend that back knee. Inhale, lift your left hand up. If you can, try to see if maybe you can reach for that left foot. If you can't today, don't worry about it. You can just stay in your upright pigeon. And you maybe bring that foot in towards you. So coming into our modified mermaid pose. Feeling a nice stretch along your quads. The other thing you can do here too is use a strap or scarf or something to wrap around your foot to bring it to you if you can't reach it. So that's another option as well. Take one more breath in wherever you're at here. And then exhale, release that back foot and crawl your toes under, step back to downward dog. I really like to walk it out after doing that sequence, so you can do that if you want to, but your choice. Or you could just make any movements here in your downward dog that you like. It's your practice. And then we're going to do this on the other side, of course. So let's lift your left leg up this time. Really stretch it back behind you. Feel the energy stretch through your leg. And then you can try to bend that knee, stack your hips here for a moment. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Next inhale, bring it back to center. Bring that left knee forward and place it right beside your left thumb as you extend that back leg. Make sure that your hips, pelvis, and sacrum are level and everything feels fine. And then optional to stay here. Maybe come down to your hands. Form a little pillow with your hands like this. Or maybe you make a little set up with some blankets to come down onto. Again, it's really about what feels good to you. It's not about trying to force or muscle your way through it. It's just about taking care of our minds and bodies. So let's take about 3 breaths here in our pigeon. And when you're ready, of course, you can stay here for another breath or two if you'd like. And then when you're ready, you start to lift your chest. And optional, of course, to stay here in your pigeon, or maybe you start to bend that back knee. Yeah, I like to take your left hand out to the side a little bit for balance. Inhale, reach your right arm overhead, and then see if you can reach your hand for your foot. And maybe look back at your foot a little bit here. Coming into our modified mermaid pose. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is you just feel that stretch in your quad. That's what counts. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release your foot, crawl your toes under, and make your way back. Downward facing dog. One more downward dog for today's practice. So make it a good one. Just kind of walk it out if you want. Make any movements that feel good to you. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, lower your knees, and send your feet to your heels, little child's pose. Just take a breath in here, and out. Inhale, shift forward to your tabletop. We'll slide your feet over to one side, so it doesn't matter which side it is. Let's just come to a seat. I'm going to grab a blanket to sit on because that is what I prefer. You can do so if you'd like, but you don't have to. And we're just going to come for a little cross-legged seat for starters here. Get mountain pose from your hips on up. So sitting bones rooted down towards the earth, crown of your head lengthens up. I'm going to take your arms out to the side. Let's take your fingertips to kiss your shoulder blade, or not your shoulder blades, your shoulder caps, the tops of your shoulders, elbows out to the side. And then inhale, start to bring your elbows down, touch them out in front of you. If they don't touch, that's fine too, just close enough. And inhale, reach them up. And exhale, draw them down and back and draw your shoulder blades together. Feel a little release in your shoulder blades. We'll do this 2 more times with a little more fluidity. Inhale, come up, bend over. Exhale, down and back. And inhale, up and over. Exhale, take it down and back. And then just roll your shoulders a few times here if you want. Again, you check in with your neck again, little movements there. We're going to come to a seat with your knees bent in front of you and your feet on the floor. Let's just bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Inhale, sit up tall, lengthen your spine. Option 1 is to stay right here. And option 2 is a little bit of time you can start to come forward, leading with your heart. Coming into our Badakanasana, pound angle pose. This can feel really good on your inner thighs. I did a lower body workout a few days ago, and for some reason my inner thighs are still really quite sore from that. So this pose feels really good right now. So just let your shoulders relax down, away from your ears. And we're going to take about 3 or 4 breaths and just pause for a moment here. Relax and enjoy it. You can come back to your intention perhaps. Come back to your breath if you need to. Just take a little moment of stillness in this part of the practice. And as you're ready, inhale, start to make your way all the way back up to your neutral spine. And we'll just bring your knees together here. And come into just a little teepee twist here to close out our practice. So just wrap your right hand around either one or both knees. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, send it back behind you as you gently turn to look out over your shoulder, coming into a teepee twist. Of course, if you inhale, you really want to sit up tall. The crown of your head lengthens upward. Lifting up to the crown of your head even as we twist, and then exhale to twist as you look out over the shoulder. Take another breath here. Inhale, look forward. Gently unwind from your twist, and another side. Wrap your left hand around one or both knees as your right arm reaches up. And exhale, send it behind you. And gently twist. Any amount is fine. One more breath here. Inhale, look forward, gently unwind from your twist. And at this time, if you want to put your socks on or anything like that, feel free to do so. We're going to just take a few minutes here for our Shavasana practice. If you think you don't have time for this, I invite you to stay. We're just going to make it a short one today, but I still think it's important to just take the time to let your body absorb the benefits of the practice we did today. And a few quiet moments to yourself. Let's just gently lower down onto your back. Get comfy. Let's just do a full body stretch. So stretch your hands back towards the wall behind you. Stretch your feet as far forward as you can. Full body stretch. Let's take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale a big old sigh out through your mouth as you release your arms down to the side and make any final movements or adjustments that you're feeling called to make here to set yourself up for all Shavasana. So just let your whole body rest into the floor here. If you want to add blankets or pillows or anything, definitely I invite you to do that. Make this good for you. And trust yourself that you already know what that is. And just let your shoulders and your back rest against the earth. Your eyes gently close. And you return back to your natural breath. And just let everything release, let everything go. And just give yourself this few moments here of peace and quiet before you go on with the rest of your day. few more easy breaths here. And of course, if you have more time, I encourage you to even maybe set a little timer and stay here for 5, 10, however many minutes longer that you would like. But if this is all the time that you have for right now, you can start to deepen your breath, drawing energy and awareness back into your physical body. As you start to move your hands, your feet, make any little stretches or movements that feel good to you. And eventually we'll bring your knees into your chest, gently rock a little from side to side, massaging your spine. And as you're ready, you'll slide your knees over to your right side, pause for a moment in fetal pose. You can go ahead and stay in that fetal pose for a couple more moments here. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Jim Rohn. And then mindfully begin to make your way back up to your seat. And as you do so, just take a brief moment here of gratitude towards yourself for taking this time out to take care of your body, take care of your mind. Come to your mat. Just inhale, reach your arms overhead one more time. And exhale, palms to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope you feel a little more stretched out, a little more loose and good. And comment below if there was anything this helped you with, or if you liked this, or anything else you'd like to see more of in these online yoga classes. And of course, feel free to check out any of the other group fitness classes that we have on this channel as well. Again, thanks for coming, and take really good care. See you next time. Bye.